Unfortunately, active learning in the classroom
Now what?
Sorry. Unfortunately, active learning in many classrooms has always insisted of the teacher directing the learning, especially through lectures, and this intends to inhibit the student's growth and potential. In today's society, for both current and future teachers, an active learning of the student's success in the classroom. Just to clarify, active learning refers to a method of learning where active student participation is encouraged through hands-on experiments. Northeastern Illinois University studies have indicated that teachers normally dominate classroom conversation, consuming nearly 70% of classroom time. This continues to happen even though Cooper and Prescott's research studies have shown that student learning directly correlates with the quality and quantity of student involvement. There are numerous ways that you can incorporate active learning into a classroom, such as simply modifying a basic lecture, group work, think, pair, share technique, various forms of writing activities, and even educational games are just a few examples. Today I will be demonstrating an active learning technique through the use of think, pair, share. We'll be simulating an elementary classroom where students are learning how to determine a main idea from details. So in my bag here I have some details, and what you need to do is to determine what the main idea is. Now you'll be actively learning by determining what the main idea is by the details that I showed you. So let's get started. My first detail that I have. Now I want you to discuss with your groups all the possibilities that it could be, knowing this detail. So I want you to take a moment now to discuss in your groups. Okay, so in a normal classroom setting, I would have more details in my bag, and we'd also take more time to think and pair and share with our groups, but because I'm just demonstrating, we're going to cut that short. I'm only going to ask for a couple responses. So, Paige, what did your group? Okay, very good. And Mara, what about your group?
Sightseeing.
Okay, very good. Okay, and my next detail is a pair of some of the main idea change. So I want you to take a moment to discuss again.
Walking around. Could be my Boston trip when I was lost and it was 104 degrees and we took pictures of all the stars.
Okay, guys. Kelsey, did your group's thinking change, and if so, to what?
We were thinking maybe at first technology, but now we think maybe traveling and sightseeing.
Okay, very good. And Haley Jo, what about your group?
We were thinking summer and warm weather and like vacation.
Okay, very good. Okay, now my final detail is a pineapple. Take a few more moments to Okay, so Madeline, yeah, what was your group's thinking? Had it changed?
It's kind of evolved more and more towards traveling and vacation, so now we're thinking that we would be talking about traveling somewhere hot, like maybe the Caribbean or Hawaii.
Very good. Now that was a very good use of using your details to discover the main idea, which is taking a trip to Hawaii or a vacation to Hawaii. Very good. Okay, now I want each group to take a few more minutes to discuss what other details I could have had in my bag besides the one that I showed you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Haley, what did your group come up with?
We came up with you should have had a grass skirt or a picture of Hawaii.
Okay.
Sand.
And Maddie, what about your group?
We said you should have one of those little Hawaiian people that shake.
Okay. The Think, Pair, Share technique is a great method for shy students to build up the courage to raise their hand because they develop new courage and stuff by talking in a small group rather than as a class as a whole. So it makes them easier to participate for them. Student success in a classroom is dependent on the amount of active learning they are involved with. This is just one method to include active learning in your lesson that gets every student involved. Thank you.